Hello and welcome everyone to Pixel Art using Google Sheets with conditional formatting. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to create pixel art using Google Sheets and conditional formatting. And so there's a couple of things that we will need to do. First, we'll need to create a Google Sheet, which is super easy to do. You can do it from your Google Drive or from Google Sheets itself, but here's a quick tip on a faster way to do that. On Google Chrome, in the URL bar right up here, you can type in sheets.new without the quotation marks, and it will open up a new Google Sheet for you. So I'm going to demonstrate that real quick. I'm just going to hit the plus tab up here, and up here I'm going to type in Sheets New. Since I've typed it recently, it shows up for me automatically. Once I hit enter on the keyboard, it creates a brand new Google Sheet for me to work in. Remember, the first thing we always want to do is to name our spreadsheet so it's easier to find later. So up here where it says Untitled Spreadsheet, we're just going to click in that box and name this Pixel Art. Later on, when you decide what it is you're making, you can change the name if you want to, add your name to it so I know who it belongs to. But for now, we're just going to title it Pixel Art. So in the directions over here, the next step after we create our sheet is to resize our columns and our rows. Okay, so columns are what goes up and down on our spreadsheet. So column A, B, C, these are columns, and we want to resize all of these. So we're going to click on the letter A, and we're just going to hold down the left mouse button and drag our mouse all the way to the end here, so A through Z. And then we can right click on any one of these letters, it does not matter which one, and we're going to come down here until we see resize columns A through Z, and we're going to click that choice. It's telling us that by default our width of our columns is in pixels, 100 pixels, and so we're going to change that number to 24, and the reason why is because an inch in pixels is 96 pixels, and so we're going to do like a quarter scale model, and so about a quarter of 96 would be around 24, so we're going to do a 24 by 24 grid. So we're going to type in 24 and click OK, and we do. You'll see that it resizes those, but we're not quite square, so we want to square it up by also doing the same thing to our rows. So our rows run across left to right. So we're going to select rows 1 through 26 so that we're perfectly square because there's 26 letters in the alphabet. So I'm just going to click on 1 and hold down the left mouse and drag 1 through 26. And then I'm going to right click on any number just like we did with the columns and come down and choose Resize Rows 1 through 26. And see, that is set to 21, and so we want to make it perfectly square, so we're going to also change that number to 24 and click OK. And now we can see that each one of these is perfectly square. They're each 24 by 24. Now we don't want all the extra rows that Google Sheets by default creates down here. It creates 1,000 rows, and we don't need all of those extra rows for our spreadsheet. So the fastest way to get rid of them is to select the whole spreadsheet, and you can do that by clicking this little blank rectangle up here between the A and the 1. And that selects all or everything. You can also use the keyboard shortcut for that, which is Control A to select all. And then we're going to hold down the Control key, and we're going to highlight numbers 1 through 26 and then let go of the mouse. And what that's going to do is deselect those that we want to keep up there. We can scroll down and right click anywhere on these other numbers that are left down here and choose to delete rows 27 through 1000, and that will get rid of those and give us our perfectly square grid right here to create our pixel art on. Now if you start creating your pixel art and you find that you don't have enough rows or columns and you need to add more, you can quickly and easily do that by either right clicking and saying insert one left or right, or right clicking over here and saying insert one or above or below. If you're doing rows, you can also come down here and just type in the number of rows you want to add and click add, and that will give you more columns and more rows that you can use to add to your pixel art. So once we have our grid, we need to figure out what it is that we want to create. So we're going to go over to Google Images and we're going to search for pixel art spreadsheet. And you're going to get a lot of different choices here to choose from, but we're just using this for some inspiration. I don't expect you to copy somebody else's work exactly for your own. You can even use something you've drawn yourself. You do not have to use something from here. Or you could just search for an image that you like or enjoy that you want to create pixel art out of. But come in here and find something that inspires you that you can use for your image. So over here in my example, once I showed you guys to do this, I showed you this little taco guy here that I was going to use for this image for my pixel art. But I wanted to show you that you can also plan this out on paper first if you're the type of person that needs to plan it out on paper to help figure out where each color is going to go, especially if you're doing like your own art. Then you can come over here and click this link and print this free graph paper here that's 1/4 inch, which will give you that quad paper that you can use to plan out. If you don't have access to a printer at home so that you can't print this out, if you have any graph or grid paper sitting around, you can use that as well, even if it's not 1/4 inch, because you're just using it to help you plan out so it doesn't have to perfectly match whatever size your grid is over here. Okay? So once you know what image you want to use, then we need to set up the conditional formatting so that every time we type in a certain number or letter, it changes to that color that we're going to associate with it. So I'm going to come over here because I chose to do that taco, and I'm just going to type in taco pixel art so that it's easy for me to find the image I want to use real quick. And I want you guys to make sure, we talked about this, that you have at least 7 colors that have some shading and stuff. So I had somebody turn in this image right here to me, and I can see there's shading in here. They have at least 7 colors, so they met all the requirements for that project. This one does as well. So I want to know what those colors are so that I can easily pick those out over here. So first I'm going to show you how you can put your spreadsheet and your image side by side to help guide you while you're doing this. So if you're not aware of how to split your screen, first we're going to need to drag this off of this window to put it in its own Google Chrome browser window. So all I did was just click and hold down the left mouse button and drag down until it was off of there. And then once I have it off of there, I am going to right click anywhere down here on my toolbar and choose Show Windows Side by Side. Now sometimes it'll glitch and it will do this. Instead of putting them side by side, it'll put them stacked on top of each other. You can drag them over here and resize them to fit. And there's even a way, like sometimes if you toss it over here, but I have 2 screens up so it doesn't work for me when I do it that way, to make them automatically fit into that space. So I'm just going to resize mine real quick just so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I don't have to have this whole screen over here because I just want this image. But it's going to help me reference what colors I'm using. So first thing I have to do is set up my conditional formatting. I want to click that little blank space right there to select all again. And this time I want to come up here to Format on the toolbar and click that and come all the way down to Conditional Formatting. I'm going to click that to choose it, and it's going to open up this panel over here. It's going to show that I'm applying this to this range, which is all of the cells, A1 through Z26. And then it's going to give me some formatting rules here. And this is what I want to change, is this area right here. So I want to change Format Cells If, I'm going to click this drop down, to is equal to. So basically I'm telling it that anytime I put a number that is equal to this number or letter in here, whatever this value is I'm going to give, it's going to change it to whatever color I choose down here. Okay, so I'm just going to use numbers. You can use letters, it's up to you. So I'm just going to start off with number 1, And I'm going to make my color scale over here of what colors I'll be using. So I'm going to say is equal to 1, and I'm going to choose my first color. So I'm just going to choose black for my first color. So the paint bucket is the fill color. And then you also are going to want to change the text color, which is the letter A, to the same exact color. And I'll show you why that's important here in a minute when we do a different color other than black. So I'm going to click done. It's going to create my first rule, and I'm going to click add another rule. So I should see at least 7 or 8 rules over there when this gets turned in, because you have at least 7 colors in your picture. I'm going to choose this again and say is equal to again. I'm going to go to number 2 right here, and I'm going to choose another color from over here that I haven't used yet. So we're going to come over here and pick green. So if this is not the exact color that you want to use and you don't see the color that you want to use, a hint is that you can click a color and come down here and click this plus under custom, and it will bring up the box that has all the different colors in here, and you can use the slider and choose a different color to get it to whatever color it is you're wanting to use. And when you do that, it automatically adds that color down here to custom, so that when you go to click for your text color, you can find it easily and click done. I'm going to continue to do this, doing the same thing every time, choosing is equal to and adding the next number that is on my list and the next color that's on my list. On this one real quick, I am going to show you why, if I click done here, that we do the text color. So I'm going to come over here real quick, and I'm going to type in 1, 2, and 3. So see how on my third one here I did not change the text color to match. I can see my number through it, which means every time I type in that number over here in my image, it is going to show that number through, and I don't want that to show up in my pixel art, because then it won't look like, or it'll look like paint by numbers or something over here with a bunch of numbers. So I can easily fix that by clicking on that rule to go back in and edit it, clicking on my text color and changing it to the same color and saying done, and it automatically fixes it over here for me. I'm going to get rid of those two, because right now I'm just using my color scale over here that I'm creating, kind of like your key or your legend. I'm going to click back here to select all of my cells and continue adding my rules, which I'm going to pause for a second and do, and then I'm going to show you how to use a different rule in here. Alright, now that I have all of my colors added that I'm going to be using, I want to add another rule, and this time when I click my drop down to format my rules, to format my cells as if, you guys can see there's a lot of different choices in here for conditional formatting. And so I want to choose one that's going to select any cell that I have not already picked and change it to the color for the background. And so I'm going to choose is empty. So it's anytime there's a cell empty, it's going to automatically change it to this color. I did not select all my cells first, so I'm going to go back and do that before I choose that. And say is empty. If you look down through here, you could change it to, if you have certain text or words written in there, that it changes the color, a certain date. If you have a number that's greater than or equal to a number, that it changes the color. I do this a lot when I'm doing grading and stuff, that I do something that if there's a number that's between 60 and 70, that it colors that red every time, so I know that that's not a passing score. So there's a lot of different things, and there's even custom formulas in here that you can use and do. But I'm just trying to keep this one super simple for you guys to get the hang of using conditional formatting and how you can use it. So I'm going to say is empty. I'm going to pick a color for my background. I don't have to do the text color this time because there's not going to be any text in those boxes, but if you want to keep it the same all the way through, you are welcome to go ahead and choose a text color for that as well. And then I'll say done. Once I have that, I have my conditional formatting rules set up. I can start to create my picture over here. I don't have to leave this open because I made my little color key right here. I can if I want to to help me remember what number, but it's easy to remember what number because I put them in the same cells next to that number. So I can go, okay, if I'm using red, it's 3. If I'm using brown, it's 6. So I'm going to go ahead and close that so it gives me my entire workspace to use. And then I'm just going to start trying to create my tacos. So I probably would start from the bottom and work my way up. You can do this however you want to do it. Your choice. So I would just come over here and start somewhere on here doing my colors. And so I'm going to do this outline of the taco shape first, which is my 7. So I'm just going to click in 7. Now I can sit here, if I keep hitting the tab key, it will keep moving over to let me keep typing in 7s. But if I know about how many I want to do, I can also click on one of these cells and this little blue square pops up at the bottom, and when I hover over it, it puts like a little crosshair or plus symbol. I can left click and hold and drag this across to however far I want to for what I'm designing, and it will fill all of those in the same for me, and I don't have to sit there and individually one by one click them. So I'm just going to continue to add my numbers in. To format this, I'm not going to walk you guys through step by step how I created this pixel art because I want to see you do that on your own. I just wanted to get you the basics to start your pixel art, but I will show you the finished project. I'll pause this, show you the finished project, and come back before I end the video. And wish you guys luck. If you have questions, make sure to just send me a quick email and let me know, and I'll be happy to help you out. Alright, so once you have your pixel art finished, you want to get rid of these grid lines so it looks more like art and not the actual grids here. So the easiest way to do that is to come up here to View, and right next to grid lines there's a check mark. If you click it, it will deselect that so all those grid lines go away. And then I would also recommend deleting these extra rows and cells that aren't part of your art, like maybe you leave a border around it, but get rid of the extra cells by highlighting them and right clicking and deleting the same way we did at the beginning to delete the extra rows. You no longer need your color key code here. You can leave it there if you want to for me for grading purposes, but it's not required because I can see your conditional formatting. So if you'd like, you can come in and delete those as well so that you just have your pixel art when you're done with your background color and it meets the conditional formatting rules. Once you're done with that, go ahead and get it turned in for me and I'll get it graded for you. And if you have questions, again, just go ahead and reach out to my email address and ask, and I'll be happy to help.